live from the Beijing kitchen itself. The SBS team. Listen, man, the Super Bowl is almost is 8 days away, man. 8 days away.
Right.
The countdown is sizzling just like the chicken, man. Production team, get me right, man. YouTube, what it do? Facebook, wherever you may be watching it. Thank you guys for joining. This is the Super Biased Sports Show, a place where a fan can be a fan no matter how biased their take is. I'm one of your hosts. I got my guys with me. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
Man, it's your boy Austin, bruh. Pats Nation. You already know. OC is in place. DC is in place. Head coach is in place. Let's get it rolling, man. I'm ready for the 24th season, baby.
Let's go.
My boy rubbing it in. It's your boy T-Tom here. We have a head coach.
That's about it. Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Head coach. Hey, do me a favor, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. We appreciate y'all for rocking with the channel.
Oh, my fault. I'm preoccupied. It's the one, the only, the Vontae, the guru, and the chefing it up right now. That's all. Nothing too much. I'm cooking like how the Giants is gonna be cooking in the offseason. Yes, sir.
I'm glad you said off season because it's still regular season. You know, that mean I ain't got nothing to look forward to once the season starts because I don't normally eat leftovers. So that's gonna be a good one. But yeah, man, look, man, it's the Super Bowl is 8 days away, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited just because, man, 2 weeks without like competitive football is like, you know, that one meme where they got that one guy. I think I ain't gonna say his name because of who he is, who he portrays in the show, but he's sitting on a swing, he's inside the empty pool, he's on a bench. You know, that meme where it's the 4 boxes. That's how I feel about us when we just waiting for football because it's not that exciting, man. Are you guys watching? Are you guys gonna watch the Pro Bowl? That's the real question.
If I remember, it's on. Yeah.
Yeah. What time is it even on?
Solid answer.
If I remember, shoot.
That I couldn't even tell you. Like I literally just asked that on the fly because I don't even know that information. Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah. Is it in Vegas?
It might be.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If I'm a football player and I'm going to the Pro Bowl and it's in the same place that the Super Bowl is, bro, count me out.
That's tough.
I ain't going.
That's tough.
I ain't going.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I'm here on the wrong week.
No, Camping World Stadium in Orlando.
Oh, okay. That's
what? They always do it in Hawaii. That's weird.
Boy, they ain't been in Hawaii in so long, bro.
That tells you how long I watched it.
That is crazy.
I watched the Pro Bowl.
That's because none of his players do
after the Super Bowl. A week after the Super Bowl. That's the last time I watched it.
That was a minute ago, but I mean I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the better time to do it.
That's a fact.
Exactly. But
because I mean the game is already like flag football now, so it don't make a difference now if you do it a week after.
Yeah, it don't really make a difference.
And poor Tyreek Hill about to cook everybody.
Don't they do the award ceremony after?
No, they do the awards the Saturday before the Super Bowl.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, you're right. They do it the Saturday before. Yeah. Nah.
So it should be. They should get the awards on the 10th.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. Since we got the chef in the house, I'm gonna pass it over to Austin, man. What do we got on the menu for today, bro?
Man, we got coaching roundtable. All the coaches. What's going on in the coaching world? Super Bowl preview. Little what's it called? Sunday.
Yeah, dust off that flour. Just FYI.
Camp Sunday.
I don't want to burn y'all chicken.
Review. So yeah, let's get into it, man.
Got us off right, man.
All right, man. So Champ Sunday review, Super Bowl preview. What was y'all thoughts on Champ Sunday, man? I mean, my picks went 2-0. So 1-1, but still. So
hold on.
I'll be the first to
2-0 or 1-1?
1-1. My bad. 1-1 for sure. 1-1.
I'll be the first to admit I was stupid to go against Patrick Mahomes. I don't know why would I do such a thing.
I like how you I like
Jackson,
I like how you
stupid.
rephrase that because I feel like you're deflecting from your Lamar love, but
No,
digress.
he still look like
Nah,
I
nah,
always
nah,
say, it's
nah,
Patrick
nah, nah,
Mahomes,
nah, nah. I don't want to
Patrick
hear none of
Mahomes,
that.
and then it's everybody else.
I don't want to hear
Hey,
This
none of
man
that,
is
bro.
Hey, at
legit
least
frying
he's
chicken
stuck.
on a podcast.
At least he's stuck with his guns, right? Throughout the whole season, he's the Lamar enthusiast. Stuck with Lamar through the playoffs.
I'm still, but
Credit
it's
to
Patrick
him.
Mahomes.
Credit to
I'm
him,
stupid
man.
for going against Patrick Mahomes, bro. That was stupid.
I mean, I'll say this. I'll say it wasn't picking the Ravens to win that game wasn't a stupid pick. Like
No,
they
it wasn't.
should have beat Kansas City, but they didn't show up for the game. That they
Now
didn't show up.
they coaches the whole season. They ran the ball about 50% of the time in a game. And guess how much they threw the ball 89% of the time. What is you're veering off from what got you there? That's stupid. I'm sorry.
I mean, he
That's
ain't wrong
stupid.
with that. He ain't wrong with that. And I that touches home with me because that's literally the staple of the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
They will do something to perfection all year long and then get to the playoffs and say, I think we're going to try something brand new. Rip me out the plastic. So I'm right there with him. Like, Baltimore definitely should have ran the ball. But Lamar, you're one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, right? Like this was the year. This was the year that he had his receivers. This was the year that he actually had a running game. To Bonda's point, this was the year that he was healthy, right? This was the year that he had. What was their defense? What, third overall, second overall, right? Like easily a top 5 defense. So it's like if that's the case, what is his excuse? There is none.
The dumb coaches. That's what it is. We all know how important coaching and #Lions.
Hashtag. Dang. Shots fired at Mr. Campbell over there.
That's a fool. But continue. I'm finished with my take on it.
That's kind of where I'm at. B-Rob, I know B-Rob want to cook on this, so.
Nah, man. Look, I said what I said in the chat. I already know what it'd be like if I attack Lamar, so I don't want to take the stream there.
It's impossible to attack such a great player.
Exactly. You guys see what I'm saying? Exactly. I don't want to take the stream there. I'm just gonna say, Lamar is who I thought he was. I will say this. I've had a lot of. I circled the block on a lot of take. Hold up.
I got you.
I circled the block on a lot of takes. A lot of
going through the pots and pans.
Yeah, I circled the block on a lot of takes, a lot of old messages, and my weekend turned out exactly how I thought it would be. I mentioned to all the Lamar lovers that by the end of the weekend you'll be back on the Patrick Mahomes train. Why? Because he's the only person right now in the league that's better than Joe Burrow. Many people try to put other quarterbacks before him, but it's only Patty right now. And the only reason why it's Patty is because he got the rings to go with it. And I respect Patty. Just because I like to see greatness in our time. But back to Lamar Jackson and that team. If you are a high-paid quarterback, there's no way that Joe Burrow, if we are a passing team, everyone knows that the Bengals is synonymous for a passing team. There's no way that if we lead the league in passing yards, that Joe Burrow is going to allow the coaching staff to sit there and keep running the ball. Why? He's going to open his mouth and say what he needs to do to get this thing done. And Lamar did not do that. As one of the highest paid quarterbacks, you guys led the league in rushing attempts. You guys led the lead in rushing yards. And y'all only ran a total of around 6 times. Your running back on his very first carry gathered 14 yards. The Chiefs were the weakest rush defense out of the 4 teams that was left in the playoffs. And you guys ran for 14 yards on the first attempt. And you guys said, you know what? let me put it in the hand of number 8, who does not have that much accuracy when throwing the ball against one of the best pass defenses teams in the entire league. Listen, you could blame it on the coaching staff all you want. When Lamar was cooking, these MVP, when he was cooking, it was not a problem, right? But then when you start comparing the stats, it's actually a quarterback that did just as good as Lamar with more touchdowns. And yeah, he had more interceptions, and his team did lose a couple more games, but his game overall was actually better. He was actually the hotter quarterback as of late when they decided that they couldn't give the MVP to Christian McCaffrey, and his name is Joshua Allen. And unfortunately, his team didn't win that many wins as the Ravens did, but what that man Kanye said, bittersweet is gonna be the death of me. Listen, they're gonna lose defenders this year. And Lamar Jackson, when he's not being carried by the defense, he looks like a Lamar Jackson. Yes, he has all the talent in the world, but when the offense is not simple for him, it breaks down right in front of his face. I heard so many people saying, if that was Lamar Jackson in that Super Bowl versus the Rams, then he would have won. He would have ran the ball when Joe Burrow was getting killed. Bro, Joe Burrow went to the
Talk that talk, George.
Burrow went to the Super Bowl with the worst offensive line in NFL history. That boy Lamar played Chris Jones, and Chris Jones just blew up the middle of the entire.
Oh, sure. I forgot Joe Burrow got a Super Bowl win already.
You're right. So does Lamar. So does Lamar. I forgot. So does Lamar.
apologize.
I forgot. So does Lamar. My fault.
I forgot Lamar's 0-1 in the AFC chip.
I forgot. 2-time MVP, Super Bowl winning
Not
quarterback.
yet.
Hall
He
of
doesn't have
Fame.
MVP yet.
First ballot Hall of Fame if he was to retire
First.
today, Lamar Jackson.
Give it up for him, everybody.
Give it up for him, man. Everybody. Clap in the chat.
And then there's
Lamar
Patrick
Jackson.
Mahomes.
I forgot Joe was
That is
1-1
Patrick
and Lamar's 0-1 in
Listen.
AFC chips.
I'm not saying what I'm saying to go into it. But as a Cincinnati fan, as I told y'all before when we was talking about the games before it happened, I said it's only 2 players that could beat Patrick Mahomes. That's Tom Brady and Tom Brady Jr., man. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what Lamar Jackson does. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning was the rivalry, and that is Patrick Mahomes and Joseph Lee Burrow. Other people have won Super Bowls. We've seen Drew Brees win Super Bowls.
How many
He's
times
not
it took
Manning.
the Colts to beat them? They played.
You're right. So that actually made me work in my favor
Just
because
saying.
Joseph Lee is 3 versus 1. So
I'm talking about playoffs. Nobody care about the regular season.
they just won. Oh, they 1-1 then. They 1-1. You see that even you see that don't even still work against your argument because they won.
Because Lamar is 0-1. So hey,
well, that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's Patrick Mahomes, bro.
It's fine when it doesn't fit your narrative because a week ago it wasn't fine. But now that you're back on the Patrick Mahomes train, it's all good and dandy.
I was always on.
Talk that talk, George.
He said,
Anyway, I don't trust Patrick Mahomes. I mean, not trust. I was always on his bandwagon. I was the one who says Patrick Mahomes here.
So let me ask you a question. What's the love? What is the love for Lamar? Is it like because you're a black quarterback running the ball, he's doing something different? What is the love for Lamar?
So my whole thing with Lamar, yes, that is a major part because they always say black quarterbacks only run. That's all they can do. They can't do nothing else. They wanted him to go to wide receiver or running back. Then they're like, oh, you stupid for not having an agent. You're not going to get paid. You should just get out the NFL. No team wanted to give up 2 first-round picks and whatever it was to get Lamar Jackson. That is why. It's not about he's better or all that.
Let me break that down real quick. The reason why teams were not going after Lamar Jackson is because they knew that the Ravens had all the money in the world to match the contract. The Ravens did not want to put the offer out there for Lamar and then negotiate. Why? Because they had a number in their mind that they was not going to go higher just because of his playoff success prior to the contract. That's why they made him available for trades because they knew that anybody that was going to send an offer, they were just going to match it. Remember, they had all the rights still to Lamar Jackson. There was no way he was going to another team without a haul of picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, you said you support the black quarterbacks. I see you week after week hate on another black quarterback in your same division who wears green, gray, white, and black, who's actually supported by all women and all women staff. not just
I
his
know. I
mother,
speak to Nicole
by
all
an
the time.
all-woman staff,
I
and you
talk to
speak
Nicole all the
very
time.
negatively about this one. I ain't gonna say his name, but you speak very negatively about his
Jalen
quarterback.
Hurts.
So
Absolutely.
it kind of confuses me when it's for the culture for Lamar, but it's not for the culture for Jalen.
And you want to know why? Because one played for the Eagles and the other one played for the Cowboys.
Do you want to know what's so
They in the same
beautiful about you
division.
saying that? Whenever I talk about Lamar and the Ravens, you must forget that they're a division rival. But nah,
And that's
it's
why
hate.
I tell you you're biased. That's why I tell you that. I'm like, yo, you biased.
Listen,
And I
I just want to
understand.
listen. I just want to let y'all know I'm going on a trip to Cancun because I just packed this man up.
You ain't packed nothing. You going by yourself. You ain't packed nothing.
Listen, all I know is this: is that the problem is that we forget that like two things can be true at the same time.
Facts.
We forget that Lamar can be a two-time MVP. He can be he can be the guy that didn't need an agent. He could be the guy that is actually a quarterback and didn't need to switch positions. But at the same time, he's another Dak Prescott. He's a regular season quarterback. He doesn't show up when you need him to. He doesn't. He's not his. He's 2-4 in the playoffs right now. Dak is 2-5, right? So you can't say that like in Dak's defense. Like if you really break down some of his older teams, Dak never had a defense, right? Dak just got a defense, so now you can put it all on him. But Lamar, one thing about Baltimore is Baltimore has always had defense. That is literally the cornerstone of that organization. Is defense. Back to Joe Flacco, they had a dominant defense. So they, they're right back to it. There was no excuse. And we could say coaching, we could say all these different things, but that organization doesn't get out coached. That organization doesn't get outplayed on defense.
Which one?
That organization,
the Ravens?
The Ravens.
They got out cold on Sunday. They threw the ball 90% of the time.
I get that, but what I'm not saying that I'm saying this is that organization is an organization that on the regular does these things don't happen to them. So it's not that they didn't. It just whatever they decided to do, that's on them though as an organization. But Lamar still failed his team. Like we got to keep it real. He didn't play his best ball, and it didn't help contribute to getting to a W. And Joe, we cool. Like if you're trying to take a shot at Dak about losing in the playoffs this year, it doesn't negate the fact that they have the same record though.
That's right. I mean, keep in mind, Lamar Jackson has only beat Ryan Tannehill and a rookie for his two playoff wins.
And who's that?
That's Ryan Tannehill and a rookie.
Old Tom Brady and I don't know who your other playoff win was.
Not important because it didn't do nothing. But that's my thing. Like you won't ever hear me like brag. Like this is what I'll say: going 12-5 is a great accomplishment. Getting into the playoffs is another great accomplishment. But that's it. I'm not going to brag about my team outside of that, right? Like at the end of the day, the one thing Bond is always on here talking about is Super Bowl
or bust. That's a fact.
At the end of the day, 32 teams kick off the season with the intentions on going to win Super Bowls, right? Things happen, injuries happen. Now they change it up, but that's ultimately the goal. So anyone that's bragging about, if your team didn't make the playoffs, you kind of should be not bragging about too much. If your team did make the playoffs and you're not playing in the Super Bowl, there really isn't much to hold on to and brag. So we can break down each and every one of these teams. Lamar didn't do his team any favors. Now, does that negate the fact that he's still going to be MVP? No, because that's a regular season award, right? Like, at the end of the day, it comes down to two different things. Are we talking regular season? Because that's a totally different conversation that we need to have then. And then are we talking playoffs? In the regular season, Dak showed up for his team, right? Lamar showed up for his team. In the playoffs,
Jalen Hurts showed up for his team.
Jalen Hurts showed up for his team for the first 11 games. After that, they went downhill. But I mean, if we're giving participation trophies, they were competitive, right?
Hey,
they were competitive.
One thing in common with all these QBs, they all have 2 wins in the playoffs. So
yeah,
I'll say this:
Lamar,
social media,
2-5. So
social media has made, like, I ain't gonna lie, being a fan like everybody's looking to always humble the next person, right? Because I
Mhm.
remember it was a time where if your team had 10 wins, 11 wins, 12 wins, even if you didn't like successfully do anything in the playoffs, that was a W for your season. Like you
Right.
was happy, you was like ecstatic, motivated to go into the next season. Now it's like, dang, my team won 12 games, but now I'm in the playoffs and we got so much pressure because if we don't win, it's gonna
Mhm.
be on. It's like, look at what the Raven
Yeah.
fans is dealing with right now. Like for the
Mhm.
last 2 years, every argument that the Ravens fans had on for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and all these excuses why they will say, you can't celebrate this because you just did this, this, that, and the third. It's been a lot of Ravens fans that have been having screenshots of old tweets resurface because they're trying to use the same argument. They're trying to use the same excuses, or I'm gonna just say excuses, same reasons that Cincinnati fans was talking about, like playing when you playing against Patrick Mahomes and all these things, and they're getting screenshotted and they're bringing up old tweets because like, dang, remember when y'all said this? Now y'all experiencing it. It's a different
Mhm.
story. So
Yeah.
Hey,
social media makes it suck though.
It,
yeah.
it it really does. Which I think that's a perfect segue over into the Super Bowl preview. I know we want to talk about the coaches, but I think that social media makes this big deal because like there's a discussion out there right now when you start to talk about who Brock Purdy is, the question of does Brock Purdy deserve to be paid? What has Brock Purdy really accomplished? Is it Brock Purdy? Is it his team? Right? This
Right.
whole Cam Newton thing about game changer versus game manager and all of these different things. If you looked at Brock Purdy in that last game, Brock Purdy put the team on his back. Right? Put the team on his back. He started running. He started making plays. So it's like the whole social media thing of this. They take everything is like a negative thing. Like you just said, a team that goes 12-5, like that's a good season. Like, yeah,
Right.
obviously you want to do more in the playoffs, but that's a good season. There's teams out
Especially
here
in
who,
this day and age, that's a great
yeah,
season.
teams struggling for 3, 4, 5 wins, right? Like 12-5, but the way social media makes it makes such a big deal. So I don't know. Like I one thing that for me, I've had a lot of question marks with Brock Purdy, but at the end of the day, this dude has honestly. I mean, let's keep it real. If he was healthy last year, I think their playoffs is completely different. I
The
think
Eagles,
that
the Eagles lose. The Eagles lose if
I
he if
and
he's
that's and
if he doesn't get hurt in that game. The
yeah.
Eagles the
And
Eagles
I'm not
lose.
saying that as like a Philly hater, right? Like I'm not.
Right.
I'm putting all my bias aside. I really think that game is completely different. And if he doesn't get hurt, there's a different conversation that you got to have about Brock Purdy because this is not like he's just now doing it. Like he's been consistent. He started. What was that? He had his first 8 games. Then what? This is year 2 for him, right? Or this is his second. This
Yeah.
is the first full year.
First
So
full
you know
year,
what I mean?
second
Like
year. So yeah.
he showed us.
And
So
plus my thing is
to
like,
me, I feel like it's kind of crazy that
oh yeah,
no,
I
go ahead,
see
go ahead.
that. But my thing is like because we've put so much, like, well, not we, since like the league have put so much emphasis in paying a quarterback, right? The quarterback position is the face of the league. The rules made it this way,
It's
so it's
crazy.
easier to put the quarterback on the stool because so many games were
Hmm.
decided by what either happened to a quarterback, what didn't happen to a quarterback. And I will say, like, it is kind of refreshing to see a team like the 49ers who are built more like a complete unit to where it's like, okay, yes. I seen somewhere that said like Brock Purdy is the 10th best player on his team. All right, so what? Sometimes the guy is not gonna always be the guy. We just got done talking about Lamar Jackson. He's
Hmm.
gonna be crowned our league MVP. He wasn't even the best quarterback this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it
Hey.
just lets you know that it's just a biased popularity contest where we
Mm-hmm.
can
Hmm.
what can drive the story, right? Because for the longest, people wanted Christian McCaffrey to be the MVP. If the
Mm-hmm.
top 2 leading candidates for the MVP for the greater part of the year was Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, and Christian McCaffrey, so that's 2 players on one team. That kind of lets you know,
Hmm.
like, hey, we wanted to be Christian McCaffrey, but because this is a quarterback award, we gotta put the quarterback in, right? So fast forward, now Lamar Jackson wins it because of recency bias, even though he was not the best quarterback this year. And then you have Brock Purdy. I don't get all the stats. I don't even get all the good press. Everything that I do is scrutinized, and no matter how good I do, they're gonna say I'm a product of the team. All right, cool. But if I'm winning and I'm getting to where you guys aren't, then why is it a problem?
But you know why? The only reason why it's a problem. The only reason why it's a problem is because he's doing it in San Fran, who literally has plugged in any QB and has been successful. They went to the Super Bowl.
Can we say that?
Super Bowl,
but have they?
Right, they haven't.
But that was 3 years ago.
Exactly.
That's 3.
But it was the Super Bowl.
So that's it's yeah. But that's 3 years ago, right? Like that's another issue. The way we live in this past for whatever reason, there's still Buffalo Bills fans that still living in that AFC matchup from almost 3 years ago, right? Like
3 years ago, bro.
You can't keep living back there. This team, that Brock Purdy. I had so many question marks on Brock Purdy. Y'all know it. I kept saying, I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer. It's such a small sample size. Then eventually we started to see it. Brock Purdy he's supposed to be there, right? Like he made. Look at what the weapons he had around him. Look at what he just did in that game. Brock Purdy started using his legs. He had to scramble. Why? Because those weapons, those top-tier weapons that he's surrounded by, they weren't getting open. They were getting locked up. So what did he have to do? He had to go change the game. Yeah, he has CMC, but like you also can't do – you can't penalize him. This is the thing we do. We're going to penalize Brock Purdy, right, for being surrounded by weapons, but then we're going to – dog Dak Prescott because he didn't have the weapons in place. So you got to make it make sense, right? Like,
no. Say it like this: we're gonna penalize Brock Purdy for being surrounded by weapons. We'll cry about Lamar Jackson not having weapons, but when he does have weapons, we're gonna blame the coaches.
Exactly, right? Like you can't keep moving. You can't keep moving the line. And as far as the best quarterback in the league,
Dak Prescott.
I think it goes.
I can say that without hesitation, bro.
Yeah.
Top 3 in passing yards, top in
touchdowns,
touchdown to interception ratio. I mean, we can keep going. I mean, listen, it may not be what everybody like, but Dak Prescott was the best quarterback this league. Like, we're gonna be honest, Dak Prescott was the best quarterback.
Fact.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, the only reason why Dak Prescott don't win the MVP because one, the expectation for the Cowboys is not regular season, it's playoffs. So yes, he had a better regular season than Lamar Jackson, but that wasn't what that people was looking for him.
This man said, "I'm logging off,
bruh." And Brock Purdy will not do this with the Broncos or Chargers because he's in the perfect system with Kyle Shanahan. He has the perfect coach coaching him. He has the perfect weapons. He has the perfect defense. But he's in a perfect situation. So,
and this is the thing, though. Like, why is that a question, right? Like, we're not saying that Brock Purdy is the best quarterback in the league.
Dak Prescott, as far as starting quarterbacks, like quarterbacks that have played more than 10 games, Dak Prescott leads the league in completion percentage, touchdown to interception ratio, and is 3rd in the league in passing yards. Like, but let's put the bias to side. Like, y'all know me. I talk junk to one of our friends about the Cowboys, and I talk junk to him about Dak Prescott whenever he brings up Joe Burrow, right? But you got to give respect and credit when credit is due. Because if this was any other quarterback, we're going to say he had a crazy year. We're going to say he had a dominant year. Tua led the league in passing yards. But look at his passing, his touchdown to interception ratio. Like, like if we're going to be realistic,
it's the social media age, man. It's the social media age where it's just a cool thing to hate on the Cowboys, right? Like, so there were people when the Cowboys lost, there were people that never posted about football all year long that jumped on social media to be like, oh my God, look at what happened. The Cowboys lost. It's like, it's just a cool thing to do. It's the thing to do, but we gotta at some point we gotta sit our bias aside. Going back to what Joe said earlier in the comments about where we gotta stop saying that the game last year would have been different. No, we don't have to stop saying that, because at the end of the day, we gotta keep it real. We gotta keep it real that injured quarterback plays a factor, a role in what took place. Brock Purdy may not be the same guy on the Charger or the Broncos, but he's that guy for the San Francisco 49ers. Right. And honestly, that's the only thing that matters, because we could say the same thing that like Josh Allen could be a different Josh Allen on the Ravens or on the put Josh Allen on the Broncos, right? Put him in one of those bad situations, and I'm sure you're going to get pretty much the same result. The only quarterback in the league, if we're keeping it 100, there's one quarterback in the league that is elevating the player of his other teammates, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Outside of that, every other quarterback is playing their role. They're playing their system. Because look at what happened to Jalen. Look at what happened all the way around. Yeah.
Right. If you want to compare Brock Purdy to somebody, I'm not saying stats-wise, but situation-wise, compare him to Tom Brady. Pick 199 going into the Patriots. Starter or got hurt or came in for Bledsoe. Started throughout.
Yeah.
If you want to compare a situation, compare that to Tom Brady. Tom Brady's
okay. Now look, I see that. So how is Dak so good and lose?
That's so crazy. Now look, it's two different conversations.
That's two different conversations. Because that's like that's like the whole Lamar Jackson argument. Matter of fact, let's talk about the Lamar Jackson argument. When he played the Kansas City Chiefs and only had 5 attempts for about 60 something yards, right? When he played the Chiefs, his first half against the Texans was even worse, and the score was 10-10. So we not saying, Lamar Jackson, he played a rookie quarterback. He played a team with a rookie head coach and was successful. Now we just saying, okay, Lamar Jackson got 2 playoff wins. Like that's two different things. Lamar Jackson had a good to decent enough season to win an MVP. As a quarterback, Dak Prescott played better. We just talking about regular season and regular season and playoffs. It's two separate things. We gotta talk about the two separate things.
You literally just sat here and read off the stats, and he still just said he literally just ignored the stats. And this is the thing that ticks me off, is that we either we are so goalpost moving where it's like 1 year the stats matter, the next year the stats don't matter. The stats don't lie at the end of the day. Like I don't care about, oh my God, they did it against garbage defense. They did it in the NFL, right? Like it doesn't matter. What he did, honest, we're talking, the MVP is based off of the regular season. It's not based off of the first round of the playoffs. It has nothing to do with that. That's why you have a Super Bowl MVP. That's why, because that's the difference. The playoffs are meant for one thing and one thing only. It's for your team to advance to the Super Bowl. They don't give awards for any other participation in the playoffs. Like most improved player. Does that go to somebody that's in the playoffs? No, half the time it's from a player that just came back and had a decent regular season. So why are we all – it's because it's Dak Prescott. If I'm telling you, if Dak Prescott doesn't have a star on his helmet, he does not ask that question. I put money on it that if Dak Prescott had any other emblem on his helmet, he doesn't ask that question because those stats backed it up. Dak very much should be the MVP this year. Look at what he did. Look at what he did. The stats speak for itself. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, and you gotta remember the narrative just fits. It fits Lamar Jackson to have the MVP just because the team was dominant. But again, if we deep dive in the stats again, I think the Ravens dating back, I want to say they're like 0-13 when losing by 10 going in coming out the half, and that includes this version of the Ravens team too. They lose games, they've given up leads, and when the defense is not carrying, we see the Lamar Jackson that they've been trying to mold him into. Yes, I could say a part of that is on the coaching staff, but you got to also remember when you bring in an offensive coordinator who loves to pass the ball, right? Everything looks good when everything looks good, right? When we win in games and you having mid games and you having, it's other quarterbacks is playing way better than you, but y'all dominating because the defense look good, we ain't questioning none. But when we in them situations where we actually got to play a defense that is just as good as us, then the quarterback got a quarterback, then it's like, oh, okay, yo, all these things that we've been ignoring all season, they start to show up. But at the end of the day, Dak Prescott was the best quarterback. I mean, the
This
stats.
man is talking.
Oh.
He's talking about feelings. Shady. This is why Shady McCoy is the leader of their team, because he doesn't talk about stats and real numbers and what actually took place. He's talking about, I feel like CJ had a better year. What does that even mean? How do you feel that he had a better year? Because of they won a game in the playoffs? Like, that's really what it boils down to. Did his team have a better record than the Cowboys? Right?
No.
Like, did he lead all those statistical categories that over Dak Prescott? No. So, like, your feelings, I mean, I love you, bro, but your feelings don't matter. Like, that's not what we're here to talk about.
It's only because CJ Stroud a rookie. But if we're gonna be honest, Justin Herbert had a better rookie season than CJ Stroud, and we wasn't talking about him being the MVP.
And he came in. Didn't he come in like the second game or third game too for Tyrod?
Yeah.
So hey,
But then
I
at
don't
the
know,
same
man.
I
time,
don't know. But more importantly,
like Lance was saying, I agree with everything he said. I agree with everything Time said. And me, I don't like that. I don't like the Cowboys. But he had the best numbers.
Yeah.
Technically, because last year y'all was saying the numbers mattered when he had, what, like 20 interceptions or whatever.
That's
but
a
now
fact.
that doesn't matter when Josh Allen got. I'm not going to do that. He
It's the
should be
craziest
MVP, but
thing.
just like
Yo.
the NBA is what team looked the best towards the end.
That's a fact.
literally it.
That's a fact. Yo, look, Aaron Rodgers won the MVP over Tom Brady when Tom Brady had better passing numbers than him and more touchdowns. But because his interception ratio was a lot better than Tom Brady's and he had a good completion percentage, he wasn't even, I think he was like number 2 or number 3 that year in as far as quarterback, but he won the MVP. Why? Because it looked good, it was clean, and then it's Aaron Rodgers on top of it. So why not give Aaron Rodgers the MVP, right? But like T-Time said, if Dak Prescott don't wear a star in his helmet, the narrative is different. The narrative is different.
Unanimous. Everybody across the league will be saying Dak Prescott MVP. It will be unanimous, and it's just crazy.
Hey,
I don't know.
Would he do it on a different team though?
You said could he?
Would he?
We don't know. We don't know.
Exactly.
We don't know.
Yeah, that's one of them things we never know because we don't normally see top tier quarterbacks going to other teams.
Right.
So
so
that we don't know.
I don't know. Because I'm about to hop
this
off
one
in a
thing.
minute.
If Dak Prescott was on the Eagles last year, Eagles would have won the Super Bowl.
Yo,
y'all can carry on.
Look. If Brock Purdy beat Patrick Mahomes, you know what the kind of crap storm I'm gonna get.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole thing. Like, I mean, we might be able to do another stream before the actual Super Bowl, but looking on the other side of that, like the whole Brock Purdy thing is like you do got Pat Mahomes. I think somebody commented earlier and was like, "This is going to be a garbage Super Bowl," whatever they put in the comments. But I honestly don't think that.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a good. Where was it? He said, "What did he say?"
Remember, it's just like how people thought Rams Bengals was going to be horrible because they thought they was going to just torch us all game. They only beat us by 3. It's a good game.
No, I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl. Like, I'm obviously I don't want the 49ers to win, but at the same time, like this is my thing. I could care less if the 49ers win. That whole they eliminate us, you're supposed to not like them. I could care less about that, right? Like I don't care about none of that. I'm looking at the matchup as it is. My thing is though, I want Mahomes to win, and this might be my hater, my bias, or whatever, but I need somebody to challenge Tom Brady's greatness.
Exactly.
And the closest thing we're going to see to that is Mahomes.
Exactly.
So if Mahomes can get a few more
Let's
Super
go
Bowls,
Purdy, man.
Yo, Austin, don't let that fly, bro. Don't let that fly.
Let's go Purdy, man.
We know what it is. I mean, it's no hate. My thing is like, y'all know me. I don't like when there's the same team over and over again. So the fact that like the Patriots was doing it so much, like I can't be upset that Kansas City's doing it right now. Like at least they could challenge it.
Since 2011, bro, only Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes have been in the AFC Championship.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They dominating.
No. Matter of fact, no. I think one year, that 1 year when Peyton Manning was on the Broncos, he had it. But other than that,
Oh, yeah,
it's just been
2013, I think. Yeah.
I think that was like 2015, 2016. That season that when he had the neck injury. Other than that, it's just been Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, bro. I told y'all, it's AFC for the next 5, bro. Whether I like it or not.
Hey, I might be the outlier here, bro. Come on, Purdy. Let's bring another one home to San Fran, man. Bring another one home to San Fran. So, hey, I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think it's going to be a good matchup.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm about to hop off, boys, but let's definitely do another one.
Facts.
Real soon. Facts. I'm about to hop off because I got to go get this hibachi. I had a good time chopping it up with y'all.
Yes,
Yo. Side note, you know why y'all eating hibachi today, right? Because you earned it yesterday while bowling.
I did.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah.
I earned it at bowling.
I had
that $2.49. I definitely deserve it.
Yo, a little backstory. One day we was in bowling league, right? And Ramon was cooking. He was cooking. This man turns around and says, "You know what, y'all? I think I earned me some Chinese tonight."
And I went and got some.
He called the Chinese man, said, "Put the extra shrimp in the bag, put the extra egg roll in there. Make sure I got the soy sauce and the duck sauce."
Hey, give me a couple of extra napkins. I was striking out tonight.
Oh, man. Hey, I'm gonna holler at you boys.
Yes, sir.
Facts. Hey, yeah, for sure, Joe, man. We got to get you on one time, man. I'll definitely get you on for the one time.
Facts.
And just so that y'all see, this is how fried chicken should look.
Oh my
nice and golden. Yes, sir.
All right. Who we got So what are predictions looking like for the Super Bowl? Just to do that.
Oh man,
I'm taking the Niners, man. Niners, bang bang, Niners gang. Let's go.
I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes ever again.
Facts. On top, aside of my prediction of AFC for the next 5, because I strongly believe that I don't think the NFC is winning no Super Bowls for the next 3 years. Aside of that, it only fits the narrative perfectly. Remember, all season, Patrick Mahomes ain't do it on the road. He's never won a game outside of GEH Stadium. He goes on the road. He beats I forgot who he beat. He beat the Buffalo Bills. And then he goes on and he beat the AFC North champions.
At Mahomes T-Bank Stadium, right? Man.
He beats them.
Mahomes T-Bank Stadium.
Right. So, boom, we checked that box off the list, right? Now is the next big story. Who was the last quarterback to win back-to-back Super Bowls? Thomas Edward Brady. Now it's Mahomes' time. The league wants another back-to-back Super Bowl champion. So aside of my AFC for the next 5, which is still going to be true regardless, this story also lines up. So I'm sorry if you're a San Fran fan. This just wasn't your year, man. You ran into more than just Patrick Mahomes. You ran into legacy. You ran into storyline. Unfortunately,
Taylor Swift too.
The Swift, come on, man. You know the Swifties is coming in droves.
Man, what? They're about to pack the Allegiant Stadium out, man.
The Swifties is popping up.
Facts.
Because think about it, they spend that money on her tickets for her tour. They got the money for the Super Bowl tickets,
right?
They got that money.
So Bonnet,
I was saying Usher should just bring her out real quick.
Shoot, he might.
But I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Mahomes boy all the way.
Okay.
That's all.
So it's 3v1, man. So hey, may the best team win, man. So all right, what we got? Now the coaching round table and coaching hirings. So hey, Dan Quinn, Commanders head coach. What y'all think, man?
W. He look like he's getting like he's getting that guy. Who's he talking about again today? Cliff Kingsbury.
Yep.
Like Cliff is a top candidate, and honestly, I think that was a smart move by Cliff, because if you go to the Raiders, yes, you were slated as the guy, as a potential guy since Antonio Pierce became the head coach.
Yep.
It was very highly speculated that you was going to be the guy. But why not go to the situation where you're going to get the second pick overall, which is going to be a quarterback? You become the OC there in a division where you can potentially come in second place or third place, depending on what the Eagles look like next year with Kellen Moore, and or what the Giants look like, and or what Dallas looks like without their defensive coordinator.
Right.
You have an option to come in second or third place. Why? Because we know in the NFC East, nobody wins the division back to back. So next year is going to be a different division winner. And if you can get up there and compete with a rookie, bro, head coaching job on the way, bro. Head coaching job on the way.
Facts. So what's going on with EB then? If Kingsbury gets the OC job over there,
I hate to say it, but it's going to be exactly everything that that the stories was talking about when he was in Kansas City. I think thing about Eric Bieniemy that rubs people a lot of rub the wrong way is he's very like hard-nosed type of offensive coordinator. He's going to get the best out of you, but mentally you got to endure the teachings and the lessons, right? Because think about it. Washington offense looked way better than they did last year. The only reason why EB is not on the hot cycle is because that defense was garbage and the team wasn't winning. Think about it. When he left the Chiefs, that offense struggled in the beginning of the year. They didn't know who was going to play wide receiver. They didn't know a rotation or anything. As y'all see, Sky Moore don't get snaps. Kadarius Toney don't get snaps. Justin Ross, they got rid of him. It's a lot of guys that they don't circle in a rotation. They figured out a couple of guys, and they said, we're going to stick with these guys. This is what it's going to be. So it took them a minute to get to that. But when you lose Eric Bieniemy, things like that happen.
So I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what the Commanders could do this year. Defensive-minded head coach.
Yep.
About to get a good offensive coordinator. About to supposedly get their franchise quarterback. So I'm shoot. They're not gonna finish in last. I'll tell you that in the NFC East, because we already know who's gonna finish last in the NFC East. But
who, the Giants?
Yeah.
The G-Man.
We already know that, man. We already know who's finishing last there.
Nah, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, low key, bro. I got the Giants selecting Rome Odunze and either him or Coleman. But more so, I think it's gonna be Rome Odunze. We'll talk more about it in our draft videos coming up. But I got the Giants selecting wide receiver. They're not going quarterback. And I think we see a resurgence of Daniel Jones, man. I think we see a resurgence of Daniel Jones.
He's good. He's definitely gonna be out for the first quarter to almost half a season, though. So
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see the Giants with the actual wide receiver one. So
right.
But,
that's fact.
So we got
Galladay wasn't the guy when he was there,
huh?
Kenny Galladay was not the guy when he was there. I don't even know what team Kenny Galladay plays for.
Man,
don't even say that name.
I don't even know what team that man pays for, bro.
Man, you come out of Detroit. You're
that man fleeced the Giants, bro.
Damn, he gets paid what, $19 million a year off that year that he had, I think. But yeah. So the Patriots. Let's talk about the Patriots, man. Let's talk about us for a couple minutes. So we get our offensive coordinator, right? We get Alex Van Pelt, the former Browns OC. So we saw what he did with Joe Flacco. Mr. Joe Shiesty. Joe come off the couch. He put up good numbers. Joe might have fumbled the bag in the playoffs, but I don't think that's his fault.
I mean, did he? He played up against a defensive coordinator, head coach.
That's true.
That same coach made Lamar Jackson struggle for the first half of football.
He did. They did.
So it's not like entirely impossible that
right. But
he fumbled the bag.
Facts. But no, I'm excited. We got offensive minded head coach. Supposedly he runs West Coast, so
yeah,
that might tell you who they're trying to draft, who they're going after. So
you guys got the third pick, right?
Yeah, we got the third.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. It would have been nice to have Drake May, but you guys aren't getting Jaden Daniels.
Facts.
You guys aren't getting Jaden Daniels, but it depends. Bo Nix looked all right in the Senior Bowl, so who knows? The coach might go that route. I look. I'm gonna take it here, and I don't want it to be rubbed the wrong way, but I'm gonna take it here.
Go ahead.
Considering how the head coach did his open press conference, and race was a prominent tone in his presser. It's hard for me to believe that Jaden Daniels is going to be the pick. It's hard for me to believe that Jaden Daniels is going to be the pick. I definitely think
not going to be the pick.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Bo Nix at number 3. I feel like he's going to rise up the boards. Yes, Jaden Daniels have the talent, but it might be. The only thing is with Michael Penix, he got a lot of injury history.
Yeah,
like this year was his first year. He was actually
last year he was healthy
really
last year, but
yeah,
he at Indiana he tore both his ACLs. He had some problems.
Yeah, I don't think you knew that. Like, the injury concerns on Michael Penix is not that good, bro. It's not that good. Now, when you got an offensive line, that's a guy you really would like to have because he can throw dots. It's just he needs to stay upright because he's fragile. He's fragile.
Exactly what T-Time said. Yep. Hey, if he stay healthy, he's a problem for sure.
Facts. Joe said Penix to Seattle. That's actually not a bad It's actually not a bad look because you still got DK who got a crazy catch radius. You have Charbonnet. You still have Walker, I think is. Yep. You still got Walker.
You got Lockett.
You got I think Lockett is leaving. Lockett's
free. And JSN. So
JSN. I think that wouldn't be a bad option just because he's probably going to fall to the second round anyway. So if you can get him in Seattle and let him sit under the offense, Geno is just a bridge quarterback anyway, especially with a new head coach coming in. That's actually not a bad look. I didn't even really think about that one because I was thinking more Penix to to the Raiders or Penix to Atlanta if they don't get Justin Fields.
Yeah. But hey, I don't know if Justin Fields stays.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be crazy.
Stays in Chicago?
Yeah, stays in Chicago.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
That'd be crazy. He gets Marvin Harrison. He already has DJ Moore. That would be kind of scary. I'm not.
Yeah, but they're getting Caleb Williams, bro. They're getting Caleb Williams, especially with that head coach, and that offensive coordinator. They're going after Caleb Williams, bro. I think all the signs are on the wall. I think in the building, it's just quiet about Justin, because it is still the playoffs. But as soon as the playoffs is over, bro, you're gonna hear the rumors, and then as soon as free agency starts,
man, March 13th, man.
Boom.
A month and 10 days, man. A month and 10 days.
Jaden Daniels to Oakland. Hey, that wouldn't be bad, man. If he falls to Oakland. Because I think Oakland got what, like the 10th or 11th? Which pick did they got? 9th?
I don't know.
I think Oakland got the 9th pick. Oakland either got 9th or 11th.
Vegas, by the way, and it's Las Vegas.
Yeah. It's look. Us older guys, it's still Oakland, bro. It's still Oakland, bro.
They got 13. They
got that black and gray. It's still Oakland, bro.
They got 13.
Okay, yeah. Look. It might be tough for Jaden Daniels to fall to 13. I ain't gonna lie. That might be a little tough. But
in front of them, you got the Giants, the Titans, who don't need a quarterback, Atlanta, and then the Bears again. Then you got
Atlanta
the
needs a
Jets.
quarterback. You gotta remember,
Right.
Atlanta
And
needs a
you got the
quarterback.
Jets, Vikings, Denver, and then the Raiders.
Yeah. You gotta remember too, if for some reason, and I know we kind of digressing here because we should talk about the draft at another time. But if
Yeah.
say for instance, if the Bears don't go Caleb Williams and they go Marvin Harrison, if Jaden
Mhm.
Daniels fall to number 9, the Raiders are not going to see him because the Bears will pick a quarterback.
Right.
So, hey,
I don't know. I'm excited. It's the draft season coming up. Oh, the new season's coming up. I'm just excited. We get competitive football this weekend or
Yeah.
next weekend coming up. So
facts.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Raiders can definitely move up. I'm just not seeing at pick 13, Denver they might try to move up themselves because they have
Yeah.
players. So they have players and they can swap a pick. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
If you're Denver and you really need a quarterback, and
Mhm.
say one is falling to say the 7th pick, you got Tennessee Titans. Think
Mhm.
about it. If you're Tennessee Titans, you'll take Jerry Jeudy and a pick swap and maybe a third rounder too, because now you've added to the wide receiver room. So you're not pressed to get wide receiver here at number 7. You can beef
Mhm.
up the offensive line when you move down to pick number 12, and you can still get a wide receiver in the later round.
Yeah.
We know the Jets is gonna go offensive line. I think Minnesota is gonna retain Kirk Cousins. So honestly, it's gonna be deciding like whoever can convince the Tennessee Titans, because we don't see the Giants going quarterback and we don't see the Chargers going quarterback. And I don't think the Chargers or Arizona is going to move off of those picks, because Marv might go to Arizona, Brock
Mhm.
Bowers might go to Chargers, and
Yep.
Roma Dunze might go to New York. And I don't
Yeah.
think New York don't want to let Roma Dunze get out of that top 6 pick, because a lot of people think that he's better than Marv.
Mhm. Well, you mean Malik Neighbors?
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. Malik Neighbors. I'm saying Rome, but I'm thinking Malik.
Yeah. You said Marv, but you think of Malik. Yeah.
A lot of
Right.
people don't think that Malik Neighbors is going to go past number 6, because
Right.
he can be a true number 1 even if your quarterback is not the best.
Yeah. But all right, man. I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, look about everything on the dinner menu. The chicken is done. The sides is already almost done.
Yeah.
I think we get money.
I think so. So
Yes, sir.
we'll be back. What? Oh man, the side's over there done. The side's done over there.
Yep.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
man.
The last batch is about to be done with the chicken, so hey, we good.
Oh. So all right, man. We'll be back. What, this week? Just before the Super Bowl?
Yes, sir. Honestly, I think we should stream Saturday night too, just like this.
Yeah, we can shoot Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah, because it's gonna be the
I'm
awards.
not gonna be here on Tuesday for sure. I'm not gonna be
We're
here
doing
Tuesday.
the award show. We're doing the award show.
Oh, okay. We can stream that. Shoot.
Because I know you're gonna be hyped to see your boy win that MVP.
Hey.
Hey.
And honestly, it should just be Patrick Mahomes.
But man, that's about it from the Super Bowl Sports Show, place where a fan could be a fan. It's your hosts, Austin, the Bonnet, and B-Rob, man.
Yes, sir.
Big Bangle. And the Super Bowl Sports Show is out, man. We'll catch y'all next time.